All right, let me start.
Yes. So why didn't you graduate? Your plan was to go to Austin, which is expensive, open up a sneaker store.
Yes.
So you opened up a sneaker store and you didn't graduate. Why not? Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, I believe I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we're proceeding under the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, PG 2, 1 to 4 grams.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 2, 1 gram to 4 grams as a third-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, 1 gram to 4 grams. They're recommending deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution of $57 to Live Oak for police department for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, they have not, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours community service restitution, regular UAs, and sober support meetings once a week. Did you understand those were recommendations and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, I submit State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Respectfully, Your Honor, on behalf of my client, we'll ask the court to follow the plea bargain that Mr. Ramirez entered into with the state of Texas.
All right. Mr. Ramirez, how old are you?
20 years old.
And who is Seth Hammond to you?
He was a friend.
Do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
How far did you go in school?
Senior year,
You graduated?
Why?
I didn't graduate.
Why?
I had wanted to open up a sneaker store with my friend in Austin.
So you thought, hey, let me not graduate because this is a great plan.
It was the best path I could take then and there. I had no other. And
So did you have money to open up a sneaker store?
No, but I had shoes.
So what are you gonna do? Pop-ups? What?
So we had opened one up. It's called Dirty Kicks, located in Barton Creek.
Mhm.
And I was supposed to go to school out there, and
Did not do that. Why not?
it was super complicated. I was always at the store at late hours. He always needed me there, and we had a bad fallout.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up and slow down because the court reporter cannot understand what you're saying.
All right, let me start.
Yes. So why didn't you graduate? Your plan was to go to Austin, which is expensive, open up a sneaker store.
Yes.
So you opened up a sneaker store and you didn't graduate. Why not?
Just didn't really. I just felt like doing that would have benefited my life a little bit more, and it did. Because I still want to open up my own store, and I've learned all the mistakes that could go down, all the management. Like, if I were to be presented a store right now, I could run it with like the utmost perfection. I would have the best sneaker store in the world, hands down.
But you don't have money for that. But all you do is have this criminal case.
Yeah.
Who is the person in court with you?
My stepbrother.
All right. So are you still vaping?
No.
Let me just tell you about vaping, what the research tells me. There are people who are high school football players, high school basketball players who are vaping. That is reported in the news. One of them died. You know why he died? From vaping. Ended up with what they call popcorn lungs. And he died. Vaping, and you can do whatever you want to do with the vaping, but this is what I'm telling you. Vaping is not good for your body. Vaping destroys your lungs. I know everybody think it's cool. Look at me. I'm smoking on I'm vaping. It's not like cigarette, and it comes in different flavors. It's destroying the body. And I'm just waiting for the civil lawsuits to start. Usually when you have new things like that, and usually with cigarettes, I know it lasted a long time. But once the civil suits start, then everybody gets out of that business. They've made their money. People die. In the words of the guy from Rocky, did you ever watch Rocky? You need to watch Rocky. There's a scene in it with Dolph Lundgren, and you know what he says? He dies. And that's the whole thing with vaping. You die. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is this? Do you have your driver's license now?
No, I don't. I'm working on it. It's been a hassle to get.
So how did you get here today?
My stepbrother drove me.
All right. That's the other thing. You shouldn't be driving without a license. And let me explain something here. I read in the police report that vehicle was your parents' car. If you would have been in an accident while you would have been driving that, your parents could have been sued. And who knows, maybe somebody would end up taking their house, their life savings in a civil suit. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
People always want to be adult, but they pass off the adult responsibilities to other people. And you would have been passing that off to your parents. You're going to have to start making better decisions. You want to live your life? Fine, go live your life. But don't put your parents in liabilities way. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So who are you living with?
My stepbrother.
And are you employed?
No, Your Honor.
So is your stepbrother employed?
Yes.
So basically you're living off of him.
Yes.
Well, not basically, you are. What do you contribute to the household?
Clean. I do all the housework.
Is that your life's dream, to live with somebody where you don't have to pay bills and you're just there to clean and do the housework?
No, Your Honor.
Why are you not with your parents? Don't like their rules?
Well, no, they had divorced and, they
So why are you not with your mom or your dad?
just don't enjoy being around them as much.
Because they have rules. What rules does your brother have for you?
That I clean, that I have everything situated.
But otherwise, you can do whatever you want to. You can come in when you want to come in.
Yes,
That's
Your
what you like.
Yeah.
And it's either yes or no. You're not yep. You understand?
Honor. Could you repeat that, please?
I said it's either yes or no. It's not yep. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're going to get a job. You understand?
Yes.
While you're in this court, everyone who's on probation, unless there's a good reason, they must have employment. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, then the court will consider early termination, and your attorney can explain to you what that is. There is to be restitution of $57 to Live Oak PD for drug testing. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs, $100 hours of community service restitution. You're going to get your GED, or either you're going to get some sort of certificate. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. You're going to do NA meetings one time per week until further notice. When you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And before you answer me, know that you're going to get a drug test today. So what are the results going to be? Tell the truth, shame the devil. What are the results going to be?
Dirty, man.
What are you going to be dirty for?
Marijuana.
And what else?
That'll be all.
All right, you're doing a UA today, and it better just be that. You understand? So I'm going to want a UA today from him. So the NA meetings once a week, that's your sober support meetings. Going to do a TAP evaluation. And if the TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment. Proof of employment within 30 days. And for you, that's going to be full-time employment. And in this court, full-time employment means at least 40 hours a week. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice to help him wake up. And make sure they're testing for levels. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Yes. We're going to do field visits one time per month until further notice. All right, is there anything you need from the court? Anything else to be successful in this probation?
No, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the
I
record.
would like to say something.
Yes.
Off the record. We're still on the record?
Yeah, we're on the record.
Okay, that was for 2 years. I guess the court disregarded that.
Yes.
Make sure of that.
All right, no problem. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You're in your 20s. 20s are great. Young people think that I'm young, I'm going to be young forever. I will tell you, once you pass the age of 21, years go by quickly. And if you're spending your time using drugs, having, clouds above your head from drug use, you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you have let a part of your life go by. You don't remember where it went or what you did with it. You're going to have to start making better decisions. Otherwise, if you continue to vape, you're going to end up with popcorn lung, potentially. And that's not good because you can't breathe when that happens. You understand? And there is nothing they can do to help you when you have popcorn lung. They'll take you to the hospital, pretend like, hey, we're doing all we can. We have them on the ventilator, but you're not going to be able to breathe. And if you think that's fun, stop breathing right now and don't take any breaths in through your nose or your mouth and see how that feels. And try doing that on a regular basis. You had better start making changes. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you. All right. So, Miss Beasley, do you have any children living with you? All right. And who is that?
Royalty. She's not fired yet.
All right. So, I'm not going to allow you to live with Mr. Williams because he has issues of his own. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I don't, and I wanted to let you know, we're not together no more, nothing like that is going on.
When did that, you need to speak up. When did that end?
I would say about a month ago.
Because you were just here with us by Zoom, were you not?
Yes, ma'am.
And when was that?
Thursday.
Thursday. So who are you living with?
No, we are in my apartment. That's where we are at in Austin.
And who lives in the apartment with you?
Me and Royalty, he doesn't stay there anymore. He's back in San Antonio.
No, that's not what you said on the Zoom. I will tell you, my mind is a steel trap. I remember you being on Zoom and I remember you saying that you lived there with him.
Yes,
And my
we did.
issue was that you all were jumping from place to place to place.
Yes, ma'am. So we were living with him at first in San Antonio. Then we moved to Austin. I stayed in Austin. He left back to San Antonio.
Deputy Laura, can you look this cause number up and tell me if he is in custody? It's 2018 CR 12116. Oh, no problem. Jamarkese, Jamarkese Williams. Or I guess it's Jamarcus. All right, so he's not here in Bear County, because if he was, there's a warrant for his arrest and he would be here. So he's not here.
He's not with me,
No.
so I don't. know where
All
he's
right.
at.
So you need to come back to Bear County
Yes.
because you're not in a stable situation and you're not even stable where you are because you say the lease is not even in your name because of your issues. So you need to come back to Bear County. You understand? All right. Bashan?
Yes, Your Honor.
On this case, I'm giving her 14 days to get back to Bear County. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are not allowed to move anywhere else without my permission. So if there isn't something on your paperwork that says Judge Boyd is giving you permission to move, you are not to. Do you understand? All right, so. So she needs to be back. I'm going to give her till June 20th. So I'm giving you more than 14 days. So you're coming back here by that time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to explain something to you. I know sometimes people say, Judge, it's not your business that I'm moving all over the place and taking my child everywhere, but it is. And the problem is people don't understand that children are people too. And part of my job when I take people and place them on probation is to protect the community. And for some reason, people think protecting the community doesn't include children, that children have no rights and they should just go on their merry way on whatever adventures or misadventures their parents are taking them. So if you look at it objectively, your daughter has been taken from place to place to place. And Mr. Williams, he's not her biological father, is he? So I want you to think about how many men or how many adults you brought into your daughter's life that shouldn't be there. He is on probation for assault, bodily injury out of a felony court, and that's who you brought into your daughter's life. I don't know why people don't do background on people when they have children. You should stop bringing random people into your child's life. You understand? Probation, is there anything else that she needs?
Your Honor, she completed a parenting program that was for a 4-hour course.
Mhm.
Is that acceptable in the court's eyes?
What did you learn from that course?
Well, I took it in 2022. I can't say everything I remember, but basics as far as how you should treat your child and how to cope with things with your child, how to act around your child, what not to do around your child.
How not to bring inappropriate people around your child, which is what you did. She needs an updated course of parenting, a remedial course in parenting. So if there's another course for her to take, and it doesn't have to be the complete long course, but obviously she didn't get the point that you're not supposed to just allow random people around your child. So is there a course?
I'll look
Should we
into
try
it.
rainbows?
I'll talk to the CSO to see what we come up with, Your Honor.
Okay.
But as far as alternate amending conditions, is it okay that I just put a parenting course
Yes.
and then
And if you are not by care by June 20th, what's going to end up happening is a warrant may be issued for your arrest. You understand?
I do want to point out, Your Honor, that her intensive outpatient treatment begins on the 12th of this month. So, and that will be in person as
Okay.
well
Okay.
here.
All right. And can you make sure that they do field visits?
Yes, Your Honor. How many times a month?
Let's start off with one time per month until she has at least been in outpatient treatment for at least 2 months. And if probation doesn't see any issues at the home, they can then do field visits as they deem necessary. Now, is there anything else you need? And how old is your child? All right, so let me explain something to you. She is 100% dependent on you to protect her, to bring good people into her life. You understand? You can't come first anymore. It has to be her because she cannot get a job on her own. She cannot take care of herself. She can't enter into contracts where she gets apartments on her own or any of that. She's dependent on you. You understand? All right. Is there anything else you need from me? You sure? All right. So in this court probation, to be successful, you got to communicate. If there's something going on in your life that you need help with, contact probation. If you feel they're not addressing that issue, then you can come to court. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 11444, State of Texas versus Jonathan Bolden. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Travis Banks in the state of Texas.
Defense.
James Merritt for defendant Travis.
Are you Jonathan Bolden?
Yes.
Showing you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Jonathan Bolden who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 11444 for violation of sex offender registration on April 3rd, 2023 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yeah.
That's either yes or no.
Yes.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 8B in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Jonathan Bolden, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed after being released from jail in violation of condition number 8.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State,
And the state will waive and abandon the other.
any objection?
None.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation 8B, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in the prison?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation 8B? Is there an agreement?
Mr. Honor, the agreement is to deny the motion and continue the defendant on probation and alter and amend the conditions for a 30-day jail sanction. Give him credit for time served, and I think he should have enough time to satisfy that judgment. And further, the state is asking that the court admonish the defendant about reporting for probation, even when circumstances involving having permanent residence are making that difficult for him.
Okay, why should I follow this agreement? Because he's here for not registering. And then he's here again for not reporting.
Your Honor, yes. So he was granted probation 2 weeks before the MTR was summoned. And so he's only been on probation hardly for 2 weeks. He got off bad at the starting blocks and hardly got on the saddle for reporting. Now, mainly the issue here is stable housing. He does not have stable housing. At this
Well, I mean, you
time.
get on a via bus or somewhere and you report, or either you call probation and say you can't report. I don't understand.
Mr. Bolden certainly has pled true for the reasons that he had trouble communicating and getting in touch with his probation officer. And I believe there was a miscommunication problem where he could not make the first reporting. I think we give him another chance to get back on the saddle, get in touch with his probation officer. Mr. Bolden will certainly make best efforts to report in person.
Probation, was there some sort of miscommunication that I'm unaware of?
Your Honor, no, not from any of my notes.
Excuse me.
Want to raise your right hand? Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
True.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jonathan Bolden.
Yes.
Once I left the jail, I tried to call the probation department, which everybody told me to call. And I called on my phone when I was sitting on the bus. I didn't get no answer. I called back the next day. They said that the person, my probation officer, will get in contact with me in 2 or 3 days. And I didn't hear nothing. I called back. I have records of all the calls I made. I called back. A voicemail from a woman said, I won't be in office in 2 or 3 days. And to call back. So I waited that weekend and I called Friday. And a man answered and said that I was, he put a warrant for my arrest because I didn't contact.
All right, this is what the court will do. The court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions for weekly reporting for 2 months. If you do not report, you're going to have another motion to revoke filed. Do you understand? Is there any confusion on what you need to do? All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from the state.
None, Your Honor.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, thank you. Who's here on Christopher Gibbons? All right, has everything been resolved with Mr. Gibbons?
I think so.
All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 6398, State of Texas versus Christopher Charles Gibbons. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
John Roberts for Mr. Gibbons.
And are you Mr. Gibbons?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we are back on the record on this case. There was a warrant that was issued. And the court question was whether or not the state was still intending to follow the plea bargain agreement. So is the state intending to follow the plea bargain agreement?
So yes, Your Honor, but we would go with the PSI recommendation, I believe it was state ISM.
Okay. All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state and defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state,
No, Your Honor.
defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Defense, did you want to address the issue of state ISF?
Yes, Your Honor. As indicated in the tab in the PSI, there were two options that were recommended, one being the state ISF substance abuse track, the other one being intensive outpatient track. Mr. Givens would like the court to consider giving him an opportunity at intensive outpatient. He's got a good job waiting for him. And he shows an interest in doing that.
Why didn't he, whether or not I go with intensive outpatient treatment or state ISF, why was a warrant issue? Why didn't he show up for what he was supposed to do?
I think the warrant was ultimately issued for not showing up for his sentence, but the stuff, I mean, he didn't show up. I can't address.
Why
it.
not?
I speak.
You want to raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand.
I had showed up, but I was having a trial. So I went to the clerk in the back. She had wrote my name down and everything. Because
What clerk?
It was a lady clerk.
Yes, describe her for us.
Hispanic.
All right, that's not helpful.
Older lady, Hispanic. I don't know if I see it.
Oh, look around the courtroom. Do you see her in the courtroom? Okay.
It was, she told me what, they told me that the bond that I got off of my bondsman, it was on the, I had court on the 9th, the warrant was issued on the 5th.
All right. Were we in trial on that date with the judge, Angelini? Probably so.
No, Judge, I think there's a little confusion there. I think that was a previous issue with a court appearance, maybe even last summer. We had a court.
This is March 13th.
March 13th was a sentencing date.
It was this year.
All right, were we in trial on March 13th? That will solve all, that will answer all questions.
She said the warrant was issued on the 9th. I mean, I came to court on the 9th and it was issued on the 5th.
Thank you. Oh, we were not in court. You just didn't show.
That's what she had said. The
Mhm.
warrant was issued on the
Mhm.
5th. I had court on the 9th.
No. All right, is there anything else from either side?
No, Judge. No, Your Honor, I would just ask the court to consider giving him a shot at the outset, at intensive outpatient. It'd be very apparent if Mr. Gibbons is serious about it. And he'd be able to continue his employment and make his financial obligations.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. There's to be a referral to felony drug court. If felony drug court doesn't accept you, then it's to be a state ISF, substance abuse track. He's to remain in custody until transfer. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs, 200 hours community service restitution. Do you have any children?
This month,
What are their ages?
14.
All right, there'll be parenting classes with rainbows. Once that's successfully completed, then the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be restitution of $228 to Bear County for laboratory testing. There is to be proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. We'll do field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. Of course, if you are accepted into felony drug court, then felony drug court will supervise you and they may decide to change your conditions. Felony drug court is an excellent treatment. So it would probably do you great to be in that program. You understand? All right, probation. Is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney, okay? All right, we can go off the record. You have a child. Be a parent that that child can be proud that that's my dad, okay? All right, good luck to you. Thank you, counsel. All right, you entered a plea of no contest on April 17th, 2023. Can I have parties announced for the record in cause number 2023 CR 3458W, State of Texas versus Robert Roth?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
And James Merritt for defendant Robert Roth.
All right, now you Mr. Roth?
Yes.
Roth?
Raw.
Roth,
Yes.
okay.
Thank
You entered a plea to evading arrest, detention with a vehicle. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison, and the state is opposing your application. Did you have a chance to review the PSI report with your attorney?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, state, any objection to the PSI report?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any objection to the PSI report? All right, the state is opposed. Does anyone have any witnesses? State,
State doesn't have any witnesses.
defense.
No witnesses.
All right, then the court will hear argument.
Judge, the facts of this case are very concerning. He was speeding in a neighborhood. BCSO attempted to pull him over. After a very short chase, the defendant did wreck out going at a very high excessive speed. He was driving a motorcycle. That's how BCSO was able to apprehend him. I will point out that the defendant does have a prior felony case where he did get 3 years for adjudication. That was back in 1998. That probation was revoked. And then, other than that, he has recent felony history that's coming out of Wilson County, just unlawful possession of firearm by a body.
All right, defense.
After reading the PSI, it appears that the PSI leans towards, if probation is granted by this court, that the PSI leans toward a inpatient treatment at a SATA facility. And I think it leaned towards that on the belief that it found that Mr. Roth was not acknowledged that he has a drug problem. I think Mr. Roth would like to make one statement to the court that he does acknowledge that he does struggle with drug dependency problems. He is taking steps before being arrested, before being in custody. He was taking steps to acknowledge, to take care of those problems of drug dependency. And he was hoping to continue his progress on an outpatient basis. But likewise, he's listened to many PSIs that's come before the court this afternoon, and he would be he would like to engage as well in a drug court program if the court thinks that would be a better solution for this period. We asked the court to, he does have stable housing, stable employment.
All right, so was this motorcycle stolen that he wrecked? Because that's what I'm reading in the police report.
At that point in time, ma'am, I did not know that by perspective. I was working at a job in Rockdale.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. What were you saying?
I was saying that at that point in time, I was working in it. Me and my brother, he had purchased a bike from somebody else and he wanted a different bike. So we did a trade out on work. I've been running that bin and everything on that bike and it never came up stolen. So that's why.
Why would you run a bin on a bicycle?
On a motorcycle. That way I was to make sure it wasn't a stolen motorcycle.
Why were you speeding? And why didn't you pull over when the police were trying to stop you?
That was just a stupid error on my part. That's just wasn't thinking straight with my mind in life right there. That's a mistake, and I was like I said, yes, I'm very much sorry for taking up the time in report for this mistake of mine.
Oh, you're not taking up the court's time. I mean, this is what we're here for.
Still, I feel ashamed.
Counsel, this is yours. You want to come around?
Sure. That's poor judgment on my behalf. I apologize for that.
How old are you?
I'm 50. I just turned 50 years old last week.
Okay.
Judge, may I?
Yes.
One quick opportunity. At the time of this case, the evading, you had another pending case, is that correct?
Yes.
And isn't it true that you failed to appear at that other court?
I was sick on that, and I tried, and that's what I went over that one time. I was very sick, and I tried to contact the court and the prosecutor's office throughout the court system that whole day long, leaving messages for y'all. to get you actually ask for a Zoom on that day to get a reset. And that's the honest God truth, bro.
Nothing further.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to deny your application, find you guilty, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $300 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Take in consideration night mag number 699327, 2022 CR 10345A. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? If you would like, because it does say that there are some drug issues, I can recommend the therapeutic community for you. It will not increase the time that you are serving your sentence. If you would like, I could do that. Okay. All right. Thank you. Good luck to you.
আমি আছি বগুড়ায়, আর বগুড়ার সব সেরা রাঁধুনিরা তাদের হাতের খাবার নিয়ে চলে এসেছেন। কেমন করছেন তারা, চলুন দেখা যাক। দর্শক, অসংখ্য প্রতিযোগীর মধ্য থেকে প্রাথমিকভাবে বাছাইকৃত প্রতিযোগীরা আজ হাজির হয়েছে বগুড়াতে। প্রত্যেকের স্বপ্ন একটাই, হতে চায় সেরা রাঁধুনি, এবং একটু পরেই তারা মুখোমুখি হবে বিচারকদের। তারা কি ভাবছেন, মনের মধ্যে কিরকম দুশ্চিন্তা হচ্ছে, কে কি রেসিপি নিয়ে এসেছেন এবং তাদের জন্য কতটা সহজ হবে ঢাকায় যাওয়ার টিকিট পাওয়া, কথা বলবো প্রতিযোগীদের সাথে। দেখি তারা কি ভাবছেন। কেমন আছেন?
ভালো আছি, আপনি ভালো আছেন?
আপনার রেসিপি কি?
আমার রেসিপিটা হচ্ছে ক্যারামেল অরেঞ্জ ইয়োগার্ট।
ওকে, এটার মূল ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস কি?
এটার মূল ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্ট হচ্ছে দই, বগুড়ার বিখ্যাত দই। আমি সেটা দিয়ে ফিউশন করার ট্রাই করেছি।
আপনি এর আগেও অংশ নিয়েছিলেন, সম্ভবত 1427 এবং গ্র্যান্ড অডিশন থেকে বাদ পড়েছিলেন, রাইট?
রাইট।
এবারের রেসিপি কি?
এবারের রেসিপি হচ্ছে আমার চকলেট মোকা স্ট্রবেরি চিজ কেক। অল আর মাই সিক্রেট রেসিপি, সো আই এম ভেরি এক্সাইটেড।
কুমু, কেমন আছেন?
ভালো আছি, আপনি কেমন আছেন?
খুব ভালো। এর আগে 1427 লাকি 7 থেকে বাদ পড়েছিলেন, এবার কি মনে হচ্ছে?
প্রথমবারের যে অভিজ্ঞতা, বর্তমানে আমি তারপর আরো 2 বছর সময় নিয়েছি, শিখেছি, তো নিজেকে এবারে তৈরি করে এনেছি। ইনশাল্লাহ ভালো কিছু একটা হবে।
আপনার রেসিপির মূল বৈশিষ্ট্য কি?
আমার রেসিপির মূল বৈশিষ্ট্য হচ্ছে গ্রাম্য নিয়ে মানে আমার গ্রামের যে জিনিসপত্র সে প্রেজেন্ট করব।
একসঙ্গে কতজনের রান্না করতে পারবেন?
আমি যদি বলি, এখন আমাদের বাসায় যত গেস্ট আসে আপ টু 20।
একটু কি ভয় লাগছে?
হ্যাঁ, একটু ভয় কাজ করছে, কারণ ফার্স্ট টাইম কোনো রিয়েলিটি শোতে আসছি।
তারপর আপনার জন্য শুভকামনা রইল।
সো মাচ।
দর্শক, ভয় তো লাগবেই, এবং এই ভয়কে জয় করাই হচ্ছে যে কোনো প্রতিযোগীর কাজ। সেরা রাঁধুনি কিন্তু একটা লম্বা প্রতিযোগিতা, এবং এই রেসে টিকে থাকার জন্য আপনাকে অবশ্যই অন্যদের চাইতে বেটার রেসিপি দিতে হবে, এবং সেই রেসিপির মধ্য দিয়ে কিন্তু যারা আমাদের বিচারক রয়েছেন তাদের মন জয় করতে হবে। সো দেখা যাক কি হয়, আমাদের সঙ্গেই থাকুন। দর্শক, আমাদের মাঝে বিচারকেরা চলে এসেছেন। একটু পরেই শুরু হবে ফুড টেস্টিং এবং সেই সাথে জাজমেন্ট। আমি এবার কথা বলবো আমাদের বিচারকদের সাথে, দেখি তারা কি ভাবছেন। ওয়েলকাম টু বগুড়া অডিশন। কি খবর?
ভালো, তুমি কেমন আছো?
আমি খুব ভালো আছি, এবং আমি ভুল না করলে এবার দিয়ে বোধহয় 5ম বারের মতো আপনি আসলে বিচারকের দায়িত্ব পালন করছেন। বগুড়ার প্রতিযোগী, সর্বোপরি এবারের প্রতিযোগীদের নিয়ে আপনার কি বলার আছে?
প্রত্যাশা তো অনেক বেশি, কারণ বগুড়া সবসময় সব সিজনেই অনেক ভালো ভালো পার্টিসিপেন্টস আমরা পেয়ে থাকি সেরা রাঁধুনিতে। তো এবারেও আমি আশা করছি যে অ্যাটলিস্ট টপ 5 পর্যন্ত যেন যেতে পারে, এরকম পার্টিসিপেন্টস আমরা এখান থেকে নিয়ে যেতে পারি, এটাই আমাদের প্রত্যাশা।
শেফ নাইম আশরাফ দ্বিতীয়বারের মতো সেরা রাঁধুনির অডিশনের দায়িত্ব পালন করছেন বিচারকের। কেমন লাগছে বা কি মনে করছেন এবারের এই আয়োজন নিয়ে?
সেরা রাঁধুনি গত সিজনে আমরা রংপুর দিয়ে শুরু করেছিলাম, সো এবার বগুড়াতে নতুন পার্টিসিপেন্টসদের খাওয়া ট্রাই করার জন্য ভেরি এক্সাইটেড। রেসিপি সিলেকশনে আমি সবগুলো রেসিপি দেখেছি, সিলেক্ট করেছি, সো ওগুলো খাওয়ার জন্য এবার এখানে আশা করি অনেক ভালো পার্টিসিপেন্টস বগুড়া থেকে পাবো।
অনেক অনেক ভালোবাসা। আমার মনে হয় আমি আর সময় নষ্ট না করি, আপনার ভেতরে চলে যান।
তোমাকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ।
থ্যাংক ইউ। দর্শক, আমাদের প্রধান 2 বিচারককে তো পেয়ে গেছি, কিন্তু বগুড়াতে রয়েছেন আমাদের আরও একজন অতিথি বিচারক। তিনি ঠিক কোথায় আমি এখনও জানি না, তাকে খুঁজে পাচ্ছি না। তিনি এলেই কিন্তু শুরু হয়ে যাবে আমাদের মূল অডিশন রাউন্ড।
আমার মাঝে আমি সেরা রাঁধুনি।
Mình đã tô xong bức tranh về chú mèo nha. Các bạn hãy quan sát lại bức tranh mình đã hoàn thiện này. Để theo dõi các video tiếp theo, các bạn nhớ bấm like cho mình nhé. Xin chào các bạn. Hello, xin chào các bạn đến với kênh YouTube của mình nha. Hôm nay chúng mình cùng nhau tô màu bức tranh về một chú gà mái này, một chú gà mái hoa mơ này. Chúng mình cùng tô màu nha. Một chú gà mái với cái bộ chân rất là sần sù, như kiểu chú ấy là một chú gà mái rất già rồi ấy. Nên mình sẽ tô cái màu của nó là màu đỏ nhá. Đây này, đây là cái màu đỏ này. Mình sẽ tô cái phần màu trên đỉnh đầu trước nha. Mình đang tô cái phần màu của chú gà. Mình đã tô xong cái phần màu với cái màu đỏ này rồi nhá. Giờ mình sẽ tô sang phần mỏ này. Để cái màu nâu. Đây là cái màu nâu này. Mình sẽ dùng cái chì ngòi nhỏ này. Một cái mỏ rất là sắc nhọn.
$15 লাখ পেয়ে গেলেন, এরপর কি করবেন?
আমি নিজের নামে একটা রেস্টুরেন্ট ওপেন করতে চাই, এটা করতে পারবো, এটা করতে পারবো।
15 লক্ষ টাকায় রেস্টুরেন্ট হবে না তো?
8 বছর চাকরি করেছি মানবাধিকার সংস্থায়। চাকরি চলাকালীন আমি কোনো কিছু শিখতেও পারছিলাম না, এই বিষয়টা নিয়ে আগাতেও পারছিলাম না, সেজন্য আমি চাকরি ছেড়েছি এটাতে আগাবো বলে। আমার রেসিপির নাম হলো ভেলভেটি কোকোয়া ক্রেভিং।
জান্নাত, কি করেন আপনি?
আমার একটা অনলাইন পেজ আছে যেখানে বাসায় ফুড বানিয়ে সেটা কি বলে সেল করি। কারিগরি প্রশিক্ষণ কেন্দ্র থেকে কয়েকটা বেকিং এবং কুকিংয়ের উপরে সার্টিফাইড কোর্স করেছি এবং বর্তমানে এখন ডিপ্লোমা কালিনারি ম্যানেজমেন্টের উপরে ডিপ্লোমা করছি।
কেন এত পড়াশোনা করেছেন কালিনারি নিয়ে?
নিজেকে একজন প্রফেশনাল শেফ হিসেবে দেখতে চাই।
যখন প্রফেশনাল শেফ হয়ে যাবেন, আমি লাস্ট 7 বছর ঈদে কখনো ছুটি নেইনি। সো ঈদ কমপ্লিটলি গন, হলিডেজ কমপ্লিটলি গন। ফ্যামিলি এটা রাজি হবে? ফ্যামিলি মানবে?
আমি 8 বছর চাকরি করেছি মানবাধিকার সংস্থায়। চাকরি চলাকালীন আমি কোনো কিছু শিখতেও পারছিলাম না, এই বিষয়টা নিয়ে আগাতেও পারছিলাম না, সেজন্য আমি চাকরি ছেড়েছি এটাতে আগাবো বলে। আর চাকরি যখন করেছি তখন আমার ছেলেকে আমার মা, আমার বোন ওরা হলো কি দেখাশোনা করেছে।
আপনার কেন মনে হচ্ছে যে সেরা রাঁধুনি সেই প্ল্যাটফর্ম যেটা আপনাকে শেফ হতে সাহায্য করবে?
যারা এই কালিনারি জগতে আসতে চায় তাদের জন্য একটা সেরা প্ল্যাটফর্ম হলো সেরা রাঁধুনি। সব কিছু একটা শক্ত হাতের প্রয়োজন হয় কোনো কিছুতে সামনে আগিয়ে যেতে, তো আমার কাছে শক্ত হাত সেই সেরা রাঁধুনিটা।
শেফ আমরা কি করতে পারি বলেন?
নিয়ে যাই ওয়েটিং কার্ড দিয়ে।
ওয়েটিং কার্ড দিয়ে দিচ্ছি।
4 বছরের অপেক্ষা।
কি নাম তোমার?
ফাতেমা খাতুন ঋতু।
কি বানিয়েছো আজকে?
ডেজার্ট বানিয়েছি হানি সানফ্লাওয়ার। আমি এখানে বাকলাভা করছি ক্রিম চিজ দিয়ে, যেখানে আমি ক্রিম চিজ ইউজ করেছি হানি।
সো দিস ইজ আ বাকলাভা।
বাকলাভা এবং চিজ,
আউটার লেয়ারটা বাকলাভার
এবং উপরে চিজ কেক।
চিজ কেক এন্ড দেন দিস
দম চিকেন, আর ওইটা নান বানাইছি আমি।
এই দুটো রেসিপি থেকে যদি যে কোনো একটা সিলেক্ট করতে হয়, আমি যদি বলি আপনাকে আমি একটার জন্য মার্ক করব, সেটা কি হবে?
তাহলে বাকলাভা চিজ কেক।
কেন?
বাকলাভা আমার বেকিং খুব ভালো লাগে করতে।
কয়েকটি কুইজিনের নাম বলেন।
আচ্ছা, মানে আমি ইতালিয়ান, তারপর এইভাবে বলবো কি পাস্তা, তারপর পিৎজা। ইন্ডিয়ান কুইজিনের মধ্যে আসে বিরিয়ানি, তারপর হলো বিভিন্ন ধরনের রায়তা, রাবড়ি, এগুলা। আর টার্কিশ ডেজার্ট করেছি, টার্কিশ ডেজার্টে বাকলাভা তো আসেই। থাই কুইজিনে হলো টম ইয়াম স্যুপ আছে, তারপরে হলো থাই ফ্রাইড রাইস আছে। একটু
লেটস সে আমরা আপনাকে আজকে সিলেক্ট করলাম, আপনি শোতে এসে শো জিতে গিয়েছেন,
ওকে,
$15 লাখ পেয়ে গেলেন, এরপর কি করবেন?
আমি নিজের নামে একটা রেস্টুরেন্ট ওপেন করতে চাই, এটা করতে পারবো, এটা করতে পারবো।
15 লক্ষ টাকায় রেস্টুরেন্ট হবে না তো?
যতটুকু হোক, ছোট হোক বা বড় হোক, যতটুকু হোক আমি করব।
যদি আজকে এখানে সুযোগ না পান তাহলে কি আপনার জার্নিটা থেমে যাবে?
না না না, অবশ্যই না, আমি আবার চেষ্টা করব।
আই লাইক দ্য স্পিরিট। আপনার ফুডের টেস্ট ভালো।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
এখন খুশি হতে পারেন। আপনাকে যখন 15 লাখ টাকা জিতেছেন আপনি ইমাজিন করতে বলছি আপনি অনেক খুশি হয়ে গিয়েছিলেন।
না না এমন কিছু না, ঢাকা অবধি যাই তখন হয়তো ইমাজিন করতে পারবো যে আমি অনেকটা একটা ধাপ হলেও এগিয়ে আসতে
ইমাজিন
পারছি।
করেন আপনি ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়ে গিয়েছেন।
হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা
পেয়ে গিয়েছেন।
সত্যি
জি চলে আসুন।
ঠিকই জানি আমার মাঝে আমি সেরা রাধুনী।
Mình đã tô xong quả dứa với cái màu cam nha, phần lá là màu xanh nè. Còn phần chùm nho này đây là một chùm nho chín nha. Mình đã xong cái màu cam này rồi. Mình sẽ tô bằng cái màu tím nha. Màu tím nha. Đây là cái màu tím nè. Mình sẽ xếp lại cái màu của mình vào cái hộp màu này. Để cho nó đỡ chặt nha. Với những quả nho màu tím nhá, mình sẽ tô một chùm nho rất là nhiều quả nho nhỏ nha. Mình đang tô phần chùm nho với cái màu tím nhá. Một cái giỏ hoa quả gồm 4 loại quả là quả xoài, quả táo, quả cam và quả nho. Mình đang tô phần quả nho nha.
ওয়াও মনে হয়, ভিজুয়ালি দেখতে অনেক সুন্দর হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ, প্রেজেন্টেশনটা ভালো।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি। ঢাকা অডিশনের জন্য একটু টেনশন হচ্ছে নেক্সট রাউন্ডে আমি যেতে পারবো কিনা।
আমার মাঝে আমি সেরা রাধুনী।
সুরাইয়া পারভিন, কি বানিয়েছেন আপনি?
আমি একটি ডেজার্ট নিয়ে এসেছি আজকে, লেয়ার কার্ড ফ্যান্টাসি।
আমি জানি না টেস্ট কেমন, আমি জাস্ট আপনার পেকিংটা দেখেই ওয়াও মনে হয়। ডেজার্ট ছাড়া আপনি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কুইজিন আর কি বানাতে পারেন?
থাই, চাইনিজটা পারি।
থাই আর চাইনিজ কুইজিনের মধ্যে পার্থক্যটা কি বলতে পারবেন?
কিছুটা কাছাকাছি, কারণ এই দুটার মধ্যে আপনার যেই জিনিস প্রোডাক্টগুলো আমরা ইউজ করি প্রায় একই রকম।
অনেকটা ডিফারেন্স আছে। থাই খুব ঝাল হয়, চাইনিজ অত ঝাল হয় না। আর থাইতে প্রচুর কোকোনাট ইউজ করে, চাইনিজে অত কোকোনাট ইউজ হয় না। এছাড়াও এরকম অনেক উদাহরণ আছে
জি,
দুটো ফুডের মধ্যে।
জি।
সেরা রাঁধুনিতে কেন এসেছেন?
আমি মনে করি ম্যাম সেরা রাঁধুনি একটা হচ্ছে বিশাল বড় একটা প্ল্যাটফর্ম, যেখানে নিজেকে আমি উপস্থাপন করতে পারবো সবার সামনে, আমি আমার প্রতিভাকে দেখাতে পারবো। ফিউচারে আমার খুব ইচ্ছা নিজেকে একজন সফল উদ্যোক্তা হিসেবে তৈরি করা। আমি মনে করি সেরা রাঁধুনি আমাকে সেই প্ল্যাটফর্মটা আমাকে তৈরি করে দিবে।
আজকে যদি আমরা আপনাকে ওয়েটিং কার্ড না দিই তাহলে আপনার কেমন লাগবে?
ভালো খারাপ দুইটাই লাগবে। কার্ড পেলে ভালো লাগবে, না পেলে ইনশাল্লাহ পরের বার আরও ভালোভাবে চেষ্টা করে আসবো।
আপনি তো আমাদের আগের চ্যালেঞ্জেসগুলো দেখেছেন, অনেক ইন্টারন্যাশনাল, অনেক ফিউশন, অনেক ডিফারেন্ট টাইপ অফ চ্যালেঞ্জেস থাকে। সো আপনার মনে হয় আপনি রেডি?
ইয়েস, আমি রেডি।
তাহলে চলে আসেন, আপনাকে আমরা
চলে
একটা ওয়েটিং কার্ড দিতে চাচ্ছি।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি, ভালো লাগছে। জাজরাক আমার ফুড খেয়ে অনেক প্রশংসা করেছে। ঢাকা অডিশনের জন্য একটু টেনশন হচ্ছে নেক্সট রাউন্ডে আমি যেতে পারবো কিনা।
সীমানা যতই হোক দেয়ালে ঘেরা, এ আমারই মঞ্চ, জানি আমি সেরা।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম।
আমি শারমিন সাবালিনা। আমি আজকে নিয়ে এসেছি পিনা কোলাডা পাইনাপেল কেক।
ভিজুয়ালি দেখতে অনেক সুন্দর হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ, প্রেজেন্টেশনটা ভালো।
থ্যাংক ইউ। কি করেন? একাডেমিক পড়াশোনা শেষ করেছি আমি, আর বর্তমানে আমি কালিনারি আর্টসের উপরে ডিপ্লোমা করছি। আর হোমমেড একটা খাবারের বিজনেস আছে যেটা আমি আমাদের এলাকাতে রান করছি।
শামিন, আপনি কোকোনাট ইউজ করেছেন এখানে?
না সে
পিনা কোলাডাতে কিন্তু কোকোনাট যায়। ইটস আ মিক্সচার অফ পাইনঅ্যাপল এন্ড
কোকোনাট।
আমার কাছে মানে কেকের টেস্টটা বেশ ভালো লেগেছে।
আমার কাছেও কেকের টেস্টটা
ভালো
ভালো লেগেছে। ইটস নট টু সুইট, দেয়ার ইজ পাইনঅ্যাপল। when you call it
জুসি।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
আপনি এটা ছাড়া আর কি রান্না করতে পারেন? ঝাল খাবার কি রান্না করতে পারেন?
বিরিয়ানি, কাবাব, হচ্ছে মুঠি কাবাব, শামি কাবাব, ইন্টারন্যাশনাল জালি কাবাব। ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কোনো খাবার যেমন চাইনিজের মধ্যে ফ্রাইড রাইস, চিলি চিকেন, ওনথন, থাই স্যুপ, এগুলো সব পারি। চাইনিজের মধ্যে তো থাই আসে না। আসছে না।
আমি জানি আপনি জানেন, বাট আপনি নার্ভাস কেন এত?
প্রথমবার আমার অডিশন তো সেই জন্য।
আগে কেন আসেন?
আগে আমি মানে গত সিজন আমি ভাবছিলাম যে দিব, তারপর ভাবলাম যে না, আমি একটু কাঁচা আসছি, এখানে তো দেখি অনেক সব দক্ষ সবাই আসে, ওই জন্য আমি ভাবছিলাম একটু ভালো মতো শিখে তারপর যাই, সেই জন্য।
সো আপনার মনে হয় আপনি এবারের জন্য রেডি?
হ্যাঁ, আমার মনে হয় আমি রেডি আছি এবারের জন্য।
তাহলে আমরাও রেডি। এখন আপনাকে একটা ওয়েটিং কার্ড দেই।
থ্যাংক ইউ শেফ। সেরা রাঁধুনির ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি, আর আশা করছি গ্র্যান্ড অডিশনের জন্য সিলেক্ট হব ইনশাল্লাহ। এটা পেয়েছি, এটাতে অনেক খুশি লাগছে। ইনশাল্লাহ গ্র্যান্ড অডিশনের জন্য সিলেক্ট হলে আরও বেশি খুশি হব।
Hello, xin chào các bạn đến với kênh YouTube của mình nha. Hôm nay chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô màu bức tranh Một bông hoa mặt trời. Chúng mình cùng tô màu nha. Một bông hoa mặt trời, mình sẽ tô phần đôi môi nha, với cái màu đỏ nè. Đây là đôi môi nha. Với đôi môi là cái màu đỏ. Mình đã tô xong nha. Cái màu hồng. Cái màu hồng phấn mình sẽ tô hai bên má nha. Hai bên má bằng cái màu hồng phấn này. Mình đã tô xong một bên rồi này.